So something that one of my clients was talking about is she feels like there was a wall that's up. She feels like there's this wall that is blocking her from where she wants to go. And she really can't pinpoint what exactly the wall is, like what the limiting belief is, what is actually stopping her from achieving what she wants. So she knows that there is something that's keeping her stuck. And the thing is we like to think that we can bulldoze these walls. We like to think that you're going to have a breakthrough and completely break through the wall, and then you get on the other side and you feel so good. And of course, that's like the easy thing that our brain wants to remember. Our brains are so primal. They are literally just trying to take the path of least resistance because it wants things to be easy. Your brain wants to create a pattern of behavior or a pattern of thinking, so when it comes back to this experience or this thought or what have you, it doesn't have to work as hard. Kind of like that thing about Obama, how like he had the same suit for every day, and it's because he wanted to save his brain power, his brain juice, for the important decisions that he had to make. And the same thing goes for your brain. It takes energy to think of a new process every time. So it's like putting on your shoes or tying your shoes or whatever. If your brain had to think about the process for putting on your shoes every time and really think about it, then that would cause mayhem in your brain. That would cause a lot of work for your brain. So therefore, it creates a pattern. It creates a way of doing things that makes it easy for you, so you don't even have to think about it consciously. And that's because that's in your subconscious mind. It's created a pattern within your subconscious mind. And the same thing goes for your negative thoughts. When you have the same thought of, I'm not good enough, I don't look good in these jeans, clients aren't going to want to work with me, I am not receiving as much as I want to, money is hard to make. These are thoughts that you continue to have over and over again, and your brain circuits and creates a pattern of thinking and feeling, and it just becomes a pattern and a way of being, because what we think turns into a feeling, which then produces the same cycle of having the thought, having the feeling, and then having the thought and having the feeling, and they just all ripple over each other essentially. So like, let's say whenever you're stuck or feeling like you just need to break through something, we're talking about like a big brick wall, okay? Bitches love metaphors. So we're thinking about a big brick wall. And you think that what you need to do is bulldoze through the wall. And once you solve every limiting belief and every problem that you have, you're gonna be able to carry on with your life and be so joyful and never have to deal with anything ever again. And that's just not realistic. The thing with mindset work is there's always going to be another level. There's always going to be another piece or another part of a limiting belief that is coming up because you've spent a lot of years thinking the same things. You know how I said your thinking is on a patterned loop, and that's because it's so used to thinking and feeling that way. So when you start doing this work, don't be frustrated if it's taking you a while to really break through some of the things that you're experiencing. It's never a one and done thing, and that's actually like the fun part about it. Like, I think that's kind of fun, or I'm a weirdo. I think it's kind of fun that there's always another level for me to break through, because that means that I can make more and more money. That means I can get more and more joy out of my life, out of my relationships. That's how I see it. Anyways, so we have this big brick wall, and you think that you need to fucking bulldoze through it to be able to achieve what you want. But in reality, whenever you acknowledge and validate a limiting belief that is holding you back, something that is hard for you, you are basically touching a brick on that wall and it's disappearing. And it's gonna be one by one. It's gonna be a slow burn type of process, because under each brick is another one. And at the foundation is your worthiness, is how worthy you feel. Because the thing is, when you reach another level, it's not because it takes time to do that. People will argue that it takes time for you to get to the next level. It just takes time. It's a process. It takes time. But it's not the time that it takes. It's the fact that you decided that you were worthy of that next level. And it makes sense because we think in such a linear way. We think in such a way of, this is a step-by-step process, and I need to get to 5K before I get to 10K. And there's no way I can jump from $1,000 to $20,000. There's no way. So we're thinking that we have to go up a staircase instead of leaping from lily pad to lily pad. So you're thinking that it's a linear process, but in reality, you just decide when you're worthy. You decide, I am ready for this next level. This next level is all mine, and you reach that next level.